Okay, hello and welcome back. Now, what we are going to do today, if you are new to the stream, maybe you haven't seen this yet, we have been working on creating a VB.NET application that will check on a Google Form spreadsheet and also do a few little automations here and there. What we currently have done on the program, we have the form made up, which we have here. We have the application that checks to see if it is in the completed line or not. If this has been completed, I'm just going to go ahead and delete this so we can see it up here. If it has been completed, it will not show up. On the other hand, if it has not been completed, then it will show up. So let's see if we have this. I'm going to go ahead and let's see. We also need to make sure I'm adding this on my notes. Look for downloaded. Okay, so we do have a list of things that we need to do. Let me see. Is it here? Yes, it is. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and delete this. Now, every 5 seconds, it should download a new one and update it, which it did. So there we go. New updated list. We should probably have this automatically delete the file and re-download it every time. So let's just add that in. Look for, let's see, delete after opening. Okay, so yeah, we do have a list of things that we want to accomplish today. That list being right here. Let me go ahead and zoom in on this. So we have previously completed the form, converted it to a sheet, linked the code, downloaded the sheet, and we built kind of a basic UI. What we're going to be working on today, we are going to store all the data so it can very easily be changed if we need to. So person to person or whoever's going to be using the application can actually go in and change some settings around. We're going to retain the user information, create a settings folder so we can store all of our settings in. We're going to be setting up a user interface to allow users to see how to use the app script, as well as setting up the Google form. And then we're going to be adding in the delete function that I just now mentioned, which is right here. We're going to delete that file every time we open it up. Therefore, it's always going to be an updated version. Let's go ahead and do that last part first, because it's probably going to be the easiest to do. So let's just come in here. We're going to close out of this. And let's see if we can have that be deleted whenever it first shows up. So we need to open the program. On start, we are also going to change form, convert sheet to download. Yes, we also need to update the sheet. So let's go ahead and delete the files. Let me see here. We have this one brought up. Now, if I'm not mistaken, all we have to do for this is delete let's go ahead and this. Let's see, that is at sheet down, location, sheet name. Okay, this right here. If that exists, then what we are going to do is delete it. There we go. So now whenever this loads up for the first time, it is going to see if that folder is available. If it is going to delete that file. So let's go ahead and have this brought up over here. We're going to go ahead and hit play, and we'll see what happens. Should delete it. Did it not? Guess it didn't. Okay, let's see why that did not delete it. If directory exists, Google Form download, yes, and then sheet name. We probably don't need that then. It's not looking for the direct. Okay, if file exists. My bad. And then it exists, and we're going to go ahead and delete it. So it should, yep, now it's not there anymore. Okay, and then we'll re-download it, and it should populate back in. There it is. So now, every time that it opens up, it is going to download the file, delete it. So let's go ahead and check mark that off of our list here. Okay, next we are going to be storing the user data and retaining it. We are going to need to make a new folder for this. That way we can store it inside of this. Right now it's currently in the documents and then Google Form download. So let's go ahead and make a new folder here and let's call it settings. So let's also create a new directory if we need to. So sub create new settings folder. There we go. So now we are going to check to see if the directory is found. And if it is not, we are going to create a new directory. So let's change the directory settings up here to Google settings, maybe? Yeah, let's call it Google settings. That's fine for now. See if we can do this. I think we might be able to. Yes, because it's called afterwards, and we're going to call this settings. There. Let's see. Check. Nope. 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 Where'd I put that? There it is. Okay. We're going to see if the Google settings exist. And if it does not exist, we are going to directory .create. And we are going to put Google Sheets in there. Okay. Google settings. So now when we run this, it should create a system folder for us. We also should probably make one for the opening section too while we are here. So let's just go ahead. We will go ahead and create a directory here. And we are going to have this be the user document. So we need to specify vb.net. Oh, special directories, user documents. Okay, let's see what those are. Okay, this right here. Okay, that should work. I don't think I have that saved anywhere else. Nope, that's it. Okay. So now we can create new settings folder. That is going to be our location. Let's go ahead and copy this. Okay, so if that directory does not exist, then it's going to go ahead and create it. Okay. And if this works, we should be able to see a new folder up here when we play it. So let's go ahead and play. We'll stop this. No folder there. And if we hit play, it should create a folder for us. And there we have a new settings folder. Perfect. So now we have the character. Yeah. And it deletes it, and it creates a new one. So now we have the storage set up for the user settings. Now we need to actually store them. So I have a code that I already generated here. Let's go ahead and bring that up. Scroll all the way down to the bottom. We'll add this in down here. Yep. Okay, into the class. We don't need the IOs. So what this is going to do, it is going to save a text document for us. And it's going to, let me see, check to see if text file exists. And if it does, it deletes it. Then it creates a new empty text document. Okay, we also need it to write a file to that. So we need string. Let's just call it body as string. File delete, new. You can add contents here as needed, which we will. That is new file dot write. Yep. Okay. Oh, no, that's not right. Let's not do that. Let's see. We have read, delete. We don't need that public class. We'll remove that class. We do not need that class. Okay, so what this does, it has the directory file name body as string, checks to see if the file exists. If it does, it will delete it, and then it will write a new file path with what we have combined here with that as the body for the text. So that will save our settings file. Next, this will read our settings file. It will also return a, well, setting for us. I'm going to have this, if no file exists at the file path, we are going to return and have it return nothing. Okay. Then we have, yep, if it does have something there, it will return whatever that is. Read lines first, okay, or default, okay. Next, delete all the text. So this is actually going to delete everything in the settings file in case we need to. Exist is not part of a string. Okay, let's see if we have any. Path. And then directory. See if that works. No. Okay, so this we need to, let's just say we don't need to do that. Let's just delete the whole thing from up here. Where do we have that? Convert sheet, get file, get download size. No. Let me see, where do I put that? Delete. There we go. File, delete. Okay, fine. Up here. Sheets, delete. There we go. File, delete. Okay. And sheet name. We can just copy this, and we're going to delete the whole settings folder, which is perfectly fine. We can do that. Okay, delete settings folder. And we have the Google settings right here. If directory exists, paste that in. We are going to have directory delete. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, we also have to have a true removes directories, subdirectories, and files. Yes. Okay, so we do have to have that as true. Okay, so this will delete all of our settings in case we ever need to go back to default. So that is going to be important for later. So right now what we have a system set in place that will save a text document, so we can save all of our settings that we make. If it exists, it will delete it, and then it will create a new one, overriding the existing one. If we want to read a setting file, then we have this right here. We have the directory, the file name that we want to read, and it will read it and it will return the values. If it doesn't have a value, it will return nothing, and that will prompt us to, I don't know, make a new file, I guess. Okay, so where are those settings? What are we going to do with those settings? We're going to go ahead and add in a menu bar. So a menu strip, we'll add that in. We're going to go File, and then we'll also have Settings. Now, inside it, we'll also have Help or About. I guess Help? Help. Okay. Let's just call it About. Why do I have it on my other programs? Hang on, let me double check. Let me see what I have it on our other programs as. I think it's About. Okay, it's Help. Okay, Help, and then About. All right. We'll have this as Help. Okay, so for the settings, we're going to update profile. It's fine with me. Sure, we'll have some profiles. Okay, update profile. We're now going to include a new window. So we're going to add a new object. We will make this a Windows form. We are going to call this form settings. We are not going to have an icon for it. Icon, whoop, nope. Control box, show icon as false. And where is that active window? There we go. It's going to be a fixed bordered window. That way it's not movable. Okay. Now let's go ahead and add in some of our settings. Our settings are going to be contained inside of our first form. So basically inside of here, we're going to go to form 1. All of our settings that we are going to be saving are literally up here. Like, this is it. We have these settings right there. And all of this stuff is going to be, well, it's going to be changeable. I don't know if we're going to have it be changeable from the documents because the user has to have read and write authorities in order to save documents and download them and change them. So we're probably going to leave that the same as the default special directories, my documents. That just makes sense to me. It needs to be in a standardized location so we can do that. But we do need to have the Google Sheet script URL changeable. So let's go ahead and let's plug in text box and labels. Let's put a label. Okay. So this is going to be the Google spreadsheet share link. Okay, next we need, let's see what's up in over here. Let's pin that, pin this, and then we'll pin that over here. Okay, next we need the Google script URL. Okay, so the Google script URL. Google script URL. Yes. Okay, after that, we are going to need the Google script. Is that the same thing? It is the same thing. Do I actually need that? I might be able to make a code that takes that if I don't already have it. Yeah, I think I can. I think I can make a script that says that. Okay, that's optional. We do need to, I'm going to update our list. Make script URL function that takes ID. Okay, I can probably make that really quick. Let me see if I can make this really quick. Okay, now let's see here. We have okay, I just fed that in ChatGPT and it did not understand what I was talking about. I need to modify this a little bit. You know, I probably could just write this myself by the time it took me to explain this to it, but I'll give it its time to shine, I suppose. Okay, let's see if this works. So this will provide, or supposed to, provide me with a script. We take the Google Sheet URL, which we don't need that because that's already self-declared. Google Sheet script URL, which I have here. We also don't need this. Part 5, okay. Yeah, it should work. Not shareable member requires object reference. I have a reference. Oh, it's inside of a different class. There we go. Okay. Now let's go ahead and see if this actually works. Let's move this up here. I want to see if this works. Let's go ahead and comment all that out, and we'll see. Equals. Yep, there we have it. Okay, so that works. So we now have make the script function for the ID. We have that done. Okay, next, let's see what we have going on. We have Google script URL. Yes, got that. Perfect. This part is going to be automatically done for us. Google Sheet download link. We should be able to have that automatically done as well. You see where that is. Google Sheet download link. Where is that generated at? Download. Yes. Yes, yeah. Convert sheet to download. Okay, so that one's automatically done as well. Okay, that's automatically done. So the next thing we need is email client in case we need it. Automatic. Google Sheet change complete URL. Okay, that one we need to make a function for again. So let's go ahead and make another function. Public sub. Create Google Sheet change URL. So we are going to copy this. Equals. We need script. And Google Sheet script ID. And then we have this. Perfect. Extract the script ID. Yes. Once we do that, we are going to, let's comment that out. If Google Sheet Script ID dot length is greater than 0, then change URL. Perfect. Comment that out. Okay. So we now make the download link available. I believe we have all of this automated. We can automate this, so let's add this to our to-do list where we let's make a script that we are going to download the file first, see how many columns there are, and then we're going to modify the column count to add in complete if there is no complete. So let's go ahead and do that. So we're going to download that. Load CSV to data table. Okay, so that is going to be where we are putting that in. Okay, let's add in if complete is found as boolean complete found boolean equals false. Complete found. Misspelled it. I think that's right. Complete found equals true. What am I missing? Oh, forgot to, obviously. Okay. Now, if complete found is false, then we are going to need to make the complete. So we now need to modify the code. Send complete to sheet. Okay, let's create complete instead. Create complete to sheet. Okay, so the row is going to be as an integer row That's right, so the row is always going to be 0 on that. Row is integer, it's always going to be 0. The column needs to be the one that changes. So this would be column number as integer. Okay. We are going to column. We column num plus 1. row is always going to be 0, so we don't need that. Do not need row. It's going to be date completed. Yep. Okay. Date completed. And then we are going to have 0, 0, column number plus 1, column number plus 2. This is going to be notes. Okay. So if the completed column is not found, we need to create the completed column, which we need to know exactly how many columns there are, which should be I. I will give us the correct column count. And yeah, that should be it. That should be exactly where we need it to be, and it'll still be there. Okay, so that would be complete column count and I. Okay, so let's come in here. We are going to delete this. We are also going to go into our form. Let's delete the columns and notes. Delete, not there. Okay. Now, if we play this, it should give us new columns. Let's go ahead and check. See, where am I at? Okay, I'm here. Okay, we'll go ahead and play this. It should give us new columns before it populates up. See if it does. Looks like we got an error. Oh, wait, no. Okay, that's fine. New columns. Beta downloaded. Okay, let's see. No new columns. Am I not firing that? Let's see. Convert to sheet. I know. Okay, it's right here. Let me see if it loads up. Download the document. Yep, we got that. Okay. Yes. That's there. See how many columns we got here. We are not going to have that. So So column found is going to be false. Yes. Column number 18. $18,000. Let's see if that works. Let's go ahead and copy this. We can try it out on our own. Okay, so sorry. See if this works. Added does not match the number of columns in the range. 18. Okay, let's go in here. Data range set values length. Get values data range. So we actually need to make a all right, that's good to know. So we actually need to make actual code in here. See if we can modify this. I'm going to try see if I can modify this. Okay, let's see. Okay, let me see if this works. I'm going to hopefully not mess anything up. Let me see here. So this is going to be the new one. Let's remove the old one. See if this works, because I do not want to mess this up. Saving project. Okay, now let's try it. No. See if it changes 17, if that works. That did seem to work, and it changed that. That's not what I wanted. Column 18. Awesome. And won't let me undo it. Okay. That's not good. 17 completed. Time map. Okay, so we actually need to change that. Insert column after. If column index equals column. Extensions, scripts. Cannot read property. Get data. Okay, that's fine. Okay, let's move this over here in case it shows anything that I don't want shown. Deploy. Deployment ID is this. Okay. Web script URL. Copy. Done. Okay, now let's try and modify it here. Script URL. I don't want to mess this up. Google Script URL. Yep, okay. This might be the same code. No, it's not. Okay, let's try that now. Okay, I'm going to change this to whatever that is. I don't know. Okay, and we'll see. Did it add a new one on there? No, it did not. Oh. Copy. We will try that over here. That's not what I meant to copy. Let's go back. Read data range, line 5, file code. Line 5. And what's wrong with that? Let's see, did I have that in my original? Do get for yes. Okay, let me see what this error is. Right. Let's try that again. Same error. New deployment. That's fine. There's nothing there that we need to hide. And we'll copy that. Back in here. Now let's try it again. Copy. Okay. Did it work? No, not at all. Okay, let's see what the error is this time. Sheet 1 not found. Form responses 1. Okay. This changes to sheet 1. Now let's try it. Perfect. Okay, so that should work. We should have a new column completed. Perfect. Okay, so the issue is that the sheet name needs to be sheet 1. We need to modify this to where it doesn't have to be sheet 1. It needs to go off the index. Let's go ahead, go back in here. See if this works. Responses form 1. We will see if this changes that. And okay. Stream reader. Did that work? Let's check. Don't think that did, but that's okay. Yep, that one didn't work. That's fine. We'll make it work. Response as stream equals URL, which is a string. String, that's fine. And URL string, yes. Okay, let us deploy this one more time. We're going to delete this. Deploy. We are going to copy the URL. Back into here. Now, when we play this, we should see, if everything worked out correctly, this new string URL is going to be that. We'll see if this works. It should spawn up right here with a new column that is completed. And completed. Okay, next we should see a new column that has date completed being added. It's not added yet. Let's go ahead and let's pull this over here so we can see this. Why do I still have DaVinci Resolve pulled up? No, we're not going to save that. Okay, so let's go ahead and see this. New column, date completed, perfect. Finally, we are going to add in the notes. Wonderful. Okay, so now we have all that done. It has completed the found. Found as false. Once we do that, okay, let's delete this. We know it works. Delete the columns. Okay. Now, after we go through and do this, we need to re-download the document again. Load CSV data table. Okay. Now, how are we going to do this? Because we don't need to send it through a loop. Update the DT. Okay. We do not need to send this through a loop again. So let's see. Load. CSV to data table. Button one click. Okay. We need to find now, I know there's more than just that. Okay, so I think we're locked up here. I might need to save and reload. Yeah, it's not wanting to do anything. Current block, let's try it. It's still not. Okay, fine. CSV to data table. Then we will need to re-download it and try it again. Okay, so we need to cut that. We'll paste it up here. That way everyone can access it. Did I already set that to false whenever I pasted it? I feel like I did. Yes, I did. Load CSV to data table. False. Okay. We need to create the completed sheet, which we did. Now we need to re-download it. We need to turn timer off. That's what it is. Timer1.stop. We need to delete the original, reload it. Data binding, bind it. We need to undo that. Data table clear. Yes, we completed it. Okay, now we need to re-download it. Go to definition. Download URL document. Yes. Go to definition. Download file. We need to have a separate one that says if we are updating it, then we're not doing this. Okay, so if adding to boolean equals false. Adding to equals false. Adding to equals true. Adding to equals false. If adding to equals false, then okay. Then we're going to download it again. And now everything should be in place. So timer timer1.start. I think that should do it now. Okay. Let's try it. Go ahead and hit play. Let's make sure that we have, yep, there's nothing there. Have that over here. program over here, this right there. File downloaded, added in, date completed, notes, added up, and that was re-downloaded now. I think we got it. Okay, so let's say we have this one and we're going to go ahead and complete it. So we're going to say optional notes. This is a test. Submit. Date added. No longer on there. F20 is not being added though. That's weird. Why is that one not being added? That's very strange. Why is that one not being added? Let's try it again. Still not. Okay. Wonder if I did something inside of here. Let's go ahead and stop it. Completed. Wonder if I do it like that. Okay, let's try this. Delete. Let's try it. Should load up. Checking, adding, deleting, and populating. Okay, so the issue was the column titles can't have spaces. I mean, whatever. We made it work. It's working. Okay. So we got the automated completion number, so we don't have to worry about that. Making it as user-friendly as possible. Okay. We have all of those completed. We are almost done with this. Stretch that over here. That's fine. Okay, let's do a checkbox. I want to be able to have the option to show completed. Show completed. We'll have that over here. We're going to have checkbox 1. Okay, when we click on that, we want to update this. See, loads. Okay. Checkbox 1.checked equals true, then actually be false for this one. Be false equals false. We're going to add that in here. And we're also going to load in CSV data table. So let's see if we do this. That's fine. See where my error is, right here. That's fine. Okay. And we have all that loaded in. None of them is completed. Let's go ahead and submit this one. So this is a test, whatever. Submit. Okay. So that one is no longer on there, but if we show completed, it should now have completed. Perfect. Date submitted, date completed. Awesome. Okay. Completed. We have that done. Okay, now let's get back to the UI settings. Don't need that, don't need that, don't need that. Save settings file. I mean, we don't really even need that, I don't think. My documents. Okay. Well, we will... I already have that saved. I didn't even need this down here. Well, that's fine. We'll just modify this. Save settings. And let's modify this to save settings. It's fine. Slash. Let's not do short name. Let's do program name. And slash files. Perfect. So let's see if that actually works. So this is our previous one. Wow, that loaded fast. Okay, documents should be here. Files, that new one, and settings. Perfect. So we're not going to have that be an optional place to save because we need that to be in a location where everyone has access to it. So that's going to be fine. Next, we need the... Okay. Paste. Program email STMP. Is that it? STMP. I think that's what it is. SMTP. It's fine. Email address. Not what I wanted to do. Whatever. Program email. Next. Program password. Just delete this. We don't really need that. Modify these. Of course. There. Whatever. Okay. Insert link. Okay. We have the password, email password. From name. Email port. We will have this be defaulted to 25. Okay, what is next? Default subject. Default body. And let's change this to a rich text box. Completed column, dates, no, we don't need any of that. Completed date check, no. Completed column number, all that stuff is changeable. We don't need any of that, it's automatic. Okay, we do need to have a... Let's see, we do need to have an email for admin. So an admin email to send to. 2, 3. Okay, we'll have 3 admin emails. These are emails that are going to be set up to send data to for whatever reason. Now let's go ahead and hit button. Let's go ahead and have this one be save, and we'll have one that says undo. We'll just hit cancel. We'll just close out of it. Save, and save's fine. Okay. So now with the save button, first off, we also need a load button. Okay, so that is load. When we load this in, we need to load all of the relevant data. We will also have help buttons for this. These two. Help with that, and we're also going to have help with this. Perfect. Okay, so those two now have help buttons. Google Sheet shareable link. Google Script URL. Okay. So we are now going to load all of this in. If they do not exist. Google Sheet shareable link. If they don't exist, we are going to create them. Public create defaults. Public sub create defaults. We are going to download, get file size, get letter number, create folders. Yes. Now we are going to create defaults. New settings folder, create new sheets, create new folder, update the DT. HTML, no, save file. Okay, save file right here. Our setting files are in settings, Google settings, okay? Save file, directory, boom. File name, we are going to have this be Google Sheet Script url.text because I'm so original. Body of it is going to be nothing. Let's go ahead, delete that. A little bit advantageous with that. Okay, next. Just copy and paste these. That's fine with me. Google Sheet URL. We don't need that. 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 Current version. Okay. Now what we're doing here, we are saving all of our defaults. Do we have from name? Yeah, we do. From name. Okay, next. Body of this. Okay. Next, we also need admin email 1. Two. It's 3, 2, and 1. Okay, we need at email.com, not an email at email.com, not a password, IT support, files, perfect. Okay, email 1, 2, and that. Okay, this is actually going along quite well. So the only thing that we need more than one line for would be the body of the email. But that should be easy enough to change. Yeah, I mean, we've had so many people watching this. It's so intriguing, I know. Now we could also have in here other settings for later, which we'll probably get into, but that, like, I don't know, other things like refresh times and how often you pull and stuff like that. Okay, create defaults. Save file if they exist. Go to definition. Now, save file if it exists. Let's say if not exist. We'll change this to overwrite. Overwrite file. If file exists, then delete. If file does not exist, then we're going to write the file. Perfect. Save defaults. That way I don't have to change anything. So now it should, whenever I run this, create the defaults for everything inside of my settings folder. Let's go ahead and try that out. There we have it. Yep, there it is. Okay, so all the setting files are being automatically created with default values. So let's go ahead and add in the rest of them. Google Sheet URL. Yes, yes, yes. Now we need to populate this whenever it loads in. Okay. Just go ahead and copy these. Form 1, Form 2 load. We are going to say box1.text equals form1.Google Sheet scripts. Let me guess. I have to go in here and make all those public, I bet. Yes, I do. Alright, let's just go and replace dim with public. Perfect. Okay, now that works. Text box, form 1. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 10. Port default body text. So this actually needs to be rich text box 1. Text. Perfect. So this is now 8, 9, and 10. Three. Okay, form 1, save. If font exist, read all lines. Thank you. Don't need that. Perfect. String? Yeah, okay, there we go. Overwrite file. Settings. We are going to form2.show. Save is going to be form 1. File overwrite. Whoops. All right. Now we are also going to have sub update form, I don't know, deck. So equals. Now, with this, we should have all of our settings saved over, updating. And we should be able to hit save, and it will save. All right, let's go ahead, play it. Everything should be in there. Yes, did not update it yet because we're 10 minutes in. Let's go ahead and hit. There's all of our codes. If we want to change this to not a real password, and email at email.com, default subject. Okay, so we do have that a little bit skewed. Password, email port, program email address, not a real email. Email at email. Okay. We need to adjust this just a smidgen. Nine, 10, 11. 8. 9. Default subject, default body. Default subject. Default body. Alright, let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Or it should be 7. Yes. Then goes default subject. Ah. We were close. 9, 10, 11. Default body. There we go. Nine, 10, 11. 8. Default. Body. Okay. Now we should be able to have it. Let's see. Settings, update. Subject, yeah, okay. Not a real password. Save. Now if we close out of this, open it back up. Not a real password. Perfect. So now after save is hit, we are going to form to close. Okay, now we have completed everything we wanted. We wanted to retain the user information, create the settings folder and dock. We have the UI set up for the script. We don't have those two yet, but that's what we're going to be working on next time. All right, thank you all. I hope that you have enjoyed this. I know it took a little bit longer than I expected for everything it was, and I did have quite a few people join in. But thank you all, and I hope that you've enjoyed this. Have a great rest of your day, guys. I'm going to go ahead and close out. Go do some